Hey, what's up, family? Yo, this video here gonna be touching on real life events of people with evictions. But what is an eviction? To expel someone, to remove someone, lawfully, right? But so I'm gonna title this video here, Eviction Concept, or Concept of an Eviction. Because a lot of people, especially myself, as a kid, I gotta give you stories of when I first started seeing evictions, I didn't know what they were. I really didn't have the concept of what an eviction was. And as always, I love to give you a word of the day. That's gonna be the word of the day part of the video, concept. What does the word concept mean? It means simply the notion in a person's mind, to conceive something in the mind, to manifest something in the mind. You come up with an ideal, you go, that's why this is that. So now that you know what concept means, like I said, title of the video, concept of an eviction. Or maybe I'll title it eviction concept. Let's go back to when I was a kid, when I really didn't understand the concept of an actual eviction. I'll paint the picture for you. Playing around with my friends in school, this and that. I remember the first eviction I ever came across, right? I remember playing around with my friends in school. I remember my one friend, he said, hey man, we be playing up at the park from my house, this and that. I said, yeah man, I know that park you talking about. I said, yo man, I tell you what, man, when I get out home from school, I'm gonna come by your house, man. And then I remember he said to me, well, yo man, let me know when you come by first, man, so I can make sure I'll be home, because my mom be having me doing stuff. I said, okay, but it probably won't be today, because I gotta ask my aunt first. So on a whole nother day, when my aunt sent me to the store, which was down the street from his house, I decided to go by his house real quick. Now remember, I didn't quite understand the concept of an eviction. So when I'm a little kid. I'm gonna say like in the 3rd grade at the time. This was the first time I actually got aware of an eviction. So anyway, when I went to my friend's house, as soon as I got in front of his house, 'cause I knew which house was his, because when we used to do the Halloween stuff, we used to walk the whole neighborhood. That's back in the days. They would take the elementary school, you would walk the whole neighborhood with your Halloween outfits. So we knew everybody go, oh, that's where Sunset stayed. That's where Sunset stayed. Man, Yolanda stayed there. Man, Michael stayed right there. Oh man, Marlon stayed right there. Oh man, Jamil stayed there. Oh, Tracy, that's her house. We would walk the whole neighborhood. They don't do that no more. Y'all know that, what I'm talking about. But anyway, so when I got to his house, when I walked to his house, soon as I got in front of his house, I seen a whole bunch of garbage in front of the house, and furniture and lamps and all this stuff. And remember, I didn't quite get the concept of what I was looking at, but I just knew, why all this furniture in front of the house? This is my friend's house, my friend Marlon's house. Why? Okay, no big deal. I started to walk up the stairs. As I started to walk up the stairs, I see trash all up the stairs and stuff. Clothes and stuff. Looked like somebody left in a hurry, but still didn't get the quite concept of what was going on. Concept of an eviction. So now I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. As I get to the front door, I see these pink stickers on this window, and right, a big pink sticker on the front door, and it says, no trespassing. Remember, I'm a little kid right now. I know how to read. I know what no trespassing means, but it didn't mean nothing to me because my friend lives here. And then on the door, when I went to ring the doorbell, it was a big chain with a hole through the door, and the chain went through the door and came back out the other end and attached together with a big deadbolt on it. After seeing all that, I still didn't get the concept that this was an eviction because I'm a kid. So what did I do? You know what I did? Yo, Kareem, yo, Marlon. I'm still knocking on the door. I still don't hear nobody. So now what do? I start looking in the window. Because I don't quite get the concept. All the flags is there. The pink, no trespass. The deadbolt on the door. The trash on the steps. The trash in front of the house. But I'm a kid. I'm knocking. I'm looking in the window. Next thing you know, the next door neighbor came out. He said, hey, man, what you doing over there? I said, hey, man, I came to come over my friend's house. He said, your friend don't live there? He said, ain't nobody there. I said, yeah, but my friend live here. He said, not no more. Not no more. He don't live there no more. Man, they left like 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, what? But I know this right here. He said, like I said, they don't live here no more. They got evicted. I was like, evicted? What's that? He said, man, I got to be to work 5 o'clock in the morning. Man, they was making all this damn noise 2 o'clock in the morning. They left up out of here. You know how them people do? When people get evicted, they try to leave mysteriously in the middle of the night. They left like 2 o'clock in the morning, man, making all that damn noise. Man, I was late to work. Had to listen to them make all that daggone noise. Messed up my sleep. So I was like, what? So, you know, I left. Went and got the stuff. Next day I seen my friend in school. I said, hey, man, I went by your house, man. And, yo, y'all had a big lock on the door. He said, oh, yeah, man, we don't live there no more, man. We live somewhere better now. I said, oh, man, but you didn't even tell me. But he's like, yeah, man, we had to get up out of there. I said, all right, and that was that. You see, all them red flags, the garbage, the deadbolt, the no trespass, and I still didn't quite get the concept of an eviction. But y'all understand what I'm talking about. A lot of people, when they get evicted, they try to avoid the embarrassment of their neighbors. They try to leave in the middle of the night, thinking that most people won't see or hear them. They're gonna know. I'll give you another one. I'll give you a couple more, actually. Concept of an eviction. I remember I had one of my favorite cousins. I used to always travel. My uncle, Billy, used to always take me back to my old neighborhood, hometown, when I was a kid, to spend the summer with my cousin, Carl. But every summer, my uncle would take me over there. We would go to the house. Let's say this is their house. Imagine this block. This is the house. He would drive me to the house. This is where we know they live. We would go to the house. Boom, we had a summer there. Bye, bye, bye. That's that. And then go back, school. Next year, come around. He would drive me back to the house to spend the summer. But when we go to the house this time, it's a whole new family in the house. And we like, hey, we looking for such and such. They go, oh, they don't live here no more. They live such and such down the street, because their mail still be coming here. And as a kid, I still didn't get the concept of what was going on. Concept of an eviction, right? So we will always, every summer from that point on, we will find out when we go back to the original apartment house, they don't live there. Now they live in this house way across town. And the lady here would say, well, I got some mail for them if y'all want to get them this mail, because their mail still be coming here, right? So now we'll find out where they live and now spend the summer over there. But then the next summer, my uncle take me over to the house. Now they don't live there. Now we find out they live over here. And the next summer, they over here. And the next summer over here. It's like, so I remember I said to my cousin, I said, yo, man, every summer, man, every time I come over here, every year, y'all in a different place, man. Y'all, why y'all move so much? Man, y'all be in a different place every year, man. He said, yeah, man, we had to move in the middle of the night, man. I was tired, man. I was sleepy. I was sleeping in school the next day. I said, yeah, but why y'all keep moving? He said, man, I don't know, because we kids. You know what I'm saying? He said, I don't know, man, but, man, I think it's something to do with them, because they be arguing in the middle of the night a lot. So it's something's up with them my moms and dad, why we got to move. So, you know, didn't quite get the concept of an eviction. All I'm listening to what my cousin's saying, he said, man, the adults in the house be arguing a lot lately, always about money, and the next thing I know, we got to move. They was getting evicted. So all them times we went to the other place and they had a whole nother house, as a kid, I'm just like, why y'all keep moving? No, they ain't moving. They were being evicted all the time. You get what I'm saying? The concept of eviction as a kid, you don't understand it. You like, man, why y'all moving? Because I remember the last place they stayed in a studio apartment. Not a one bedroom. They stayed in a studio. Now, mind you, it was the mother, the father, the daughter, and my cousin. And then I come to spend the summer. 5 of us in the studio. That's a tight quarters right there, boy. That's tight quarters. Man, we slept on this side of the room. They slept on this side of the room. Our little cousin slept here. And in the morning, we couldn't wait. We couldn't wait to get up and go out and play because, man, we were going to be in this house. And make people even think, how did the adults have sex or whatever? And you stay in the studio. I remember a comedian spoke about that many years ago. He was Russian. He said, in those studio apartments in Russia, how do parents have intercourse if y'all staying in the studio? And the comedian said, oh, that's the easy answer to that. He said, whenever my parents wanted to have sex, they would, and it's so cold, because we didn't go outside to play, he said the parents would tell the kids, hey, go stand over there at the window and look out the window. And he said, so I would stand and look out the window the whole time my parents was doing their thing. And then his friend said, well, when you was looking out the window, what did you see? He said, I seen a whole bunch of other kids looking out the window of their apartments. So you get it? But yeah, now let's move on. Now I'm a teenager. I remember one of my friends, a lot of my friends know what I'm talking about this one. Don't need to say no names. One of my friends I was real tight with. I remember all of a sudden, as much as we hung together quite often, I remember all of a sudden, all of us from the neighborhood, we all knew, yo, such and such don't live at that house no more. We like, what? Man, he didn't even tell nobody that he moved. Next thing you know, they lived across town at this place. 6 months later, they lived across town at this place. 6 months later, they lived across town at this place. 6 months later, they lived across to a whole nother town. Just constantly moving. And I'm like, yo, why are they constantly moving? See, now I'm starting to get the concept of an eviction. Because now I'm a teenager, I'm starting to be more aware and pay attention. Now I'm like, oh, they was getting evicted. And you go, why 6 months, 9 months, or whatever at a time? Never a whole year. Why? Because people that do know how to play the game, unfortunately, with this corrupt system we live in, they know. What these people do, they have first month's rent and security. And they'll live the first month in that apartment with no problems. The second month will come, that's when they start giving the landlord excuses. Oh, I got a part of the rent, I got some of the rent, whatever. And then the third month come, if the landlord accepts that, then the landlord say, I gotta start eviction proceedings. And now, the court system with them dragging their feet, now it takes a process. Before you know it, 3 to 4 months went by without them paying rent before the sheriff finally comes and say, you gotta get out today. See, so that's why these people live in a place every 6, 7, 9 months all over the place. And you go, why they keep moving? Because then you find out, man, they moved 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of the night, because they didn't want the embarrassment of the neighbors to find out they got evicted. The concept of an eviction. It's unfortunate, a lot of people love to play these games. So be mindful. If you are renting to someone, you definitely do a background check. And you thoroughly check their background check before you rent to these people. Because some people give you the best stories of, oh, I could afford it, I'm a good tenant, I'm clean, you ain't gotta worry about me being a problem. As soon as you check their background, you find out they got multiple evictions, multiple. So all that jibber jabber that they talking, all it sounds good. Yeah, like they say, talk is cheap, but actions speak. So don't go on a person talking all that good game, because that's going to be the same person that's in your place causing you havoc, causing you the most trouble, all because you didn't do a background check. You didn't quite get the concept of an eviction. I don't like those games, so we made sure we did background checks. And of course, we got people running them out. Oh, why you got to do a why you questioning why I got to do a background check? That tells me you're going to be a problem before you even got here. You're not the type of person I want to rent to. Understand? You got any questions? Got any statements? No? Concept of an eviction. I just thought I'd give y'all those couple of stories as a kid, because I didn't quite get what an eviction was. You know, like I said, look how silly I was, still knocking on the door with the chains and the no trespass. I'm still like, hey man, y'all in there? Didn't get it. And as an adult, you get it. Now you look back and you say, man, yo, my friend was getting evicted that whole time. They was moving. That's why they was moving. As a teenager, you go, man, my friend, why they was moving all over town and across town and different towns? They was getting evicted the whole time, not paying rent, getting over on the system, trying to play a poo party. Someone that has sympathy for them, but the whole time, you not paying your doggone rent. Thought I'd give y'all that. A lot of y'all know y'all can't relate to that. Might have been a little silly with the childhood stories, but it makes sense, doesn't it? Peace.